Folks, whenever you walk into court, you kind of really want to know where everybody stands. Obviously, you're paying your attorney, and hopefully you know where your attorney stands as far as your condition is concerned. And you pretty much know whoever your antagonist is, whether it's in a criminal matter and you're dealing with the DA, or it's a civil matter and you're dealing with lawyers on the other side. But in particular, you really want to know where the judge stands. The picture you see in front of you is a picture of an attorney out of Youngstown, Ohio, and her name is Andrea Burton. She was arrested in court and given a 5-day sentence, which she is appealing. Why was she arrested? Because she happened to be wearing a Black Lives Matter pin, and the judge took exception to it and ordered her to remove it. Now, I got a real issue with that, because if this is going to be allowed to stand, then if you happen to get a judge that doesn't like Christians and you happen to be wearing a crucifix, he can order you to remove it. If you happen to be a Christian that doesn't like Jews and you're wearing a Star of David, he can order you to remove it. If you're wearing an American flag pin and the judge was an anti-war guy, he can order you to remove it. Now, that's not saying that it's right, and there are certain instances that have already been ruled upon as far as freedom of speech is concerned. But in my mind, this judge overstepped his bounds, and he is trying to make a political statement that Black Lives Matter doesn't play in his court. Now, let me read you the story behind this. The Ohio judge sentences lawyer to 5 days in the slammer for wearing Black Lives Matter pin. A municipal court judge in Ohio ordered his bailiff to take a black attorney into custody and sentenced her to 5 days in jail because she refused to remove a Black Lives Matter pin in the judge's courtroom. The incident occurred this past Friday in Youngstown, Ohio, and the judge involved is Judge Robert Milich. And hang on a second, let me see, there's a picture of him. There's the judge right there. Okay. He cited the attorney, Andrea Burton, for contempt of court over the button brouhaha. Milich then sentenced Burton to 5 days in jail. Burton was then released from custody pending her appeal to a higher court, and provided she stops wearing the Black Lives Matter pins in Milich's courtroom. If the appeal court sides with Milich, Burton will have to serve the 5-day sentence. Milich says he did not have Burton arrested in his courtroom because of his personal views. Yeah, that's bullshit. A judge doesn't support either side. The municipal court judge told WKBN, a judge is objective and tries to make sure everyone has an opportunity to have a fair hearing, and it was a situation where it was just a violation of the law. That is not necessarily true. Now, he's claiming there's a difference between a flag, a pin from your church, or the Eagles, and having a pin that's on a political issue. He said cross the line. Now, the NAACP has jumped in here, and they have issued a statement obviously critical of the judge's actions, and have urged their national legal office to intervene on Burton's behalf. They claim to be monitoring this appeal very closely, and they believe that the judge sentencing her, charging her with contempt and sentencing her to 5 days in jail may have violated Andrea Burton's civil rights, and that's where they're looking. The NAACP, as I said, has issued a statement obviously critical of the judge's actions, and have urged their national legal office to intervene on Burton's behalf. They claim to be monitoring this appeal very closely, and they believe that the judge sentencing her charging her with contempt and sentencing her to 5 days in jail may have violated Andrea Burton's civil rights, the NAACP letter compared the Black Lives Matter pin to pins supporting veterans organizations or various other festivals, Greek, Italian festivals, or even the YWCA. They have stated that they will do all that they can to ensure that Attorney Burton's constitutional rights are not being violated. A local attorney in Ohio also defended Burton. He stated that no one wearing an American flag button, no one wearing a crucifix or a Star of David, which is what I said earlier, would be removed. So why this particular statement bothered him so much is bothersome. Burton obviously supports her choice to wear the Black Lives Matter pin in Milich's courtroom. It's an act of civil disobedience, I understand that, she said, according to the Daily News report. I'm not anti-police, she said. I work with law enforcement and I hold them in the highest regard, and just to say for the record, I do believe all lives matter, but at this point they don't all matter equally, and that's the problem in the justice system. Mike Brickner, a spokesman for the American Civil Liberties Union of Ohio, said judges have considerable freedom to make reasonable decisions about how people can dress in their court. But a pin is an accessory. That's not wearing, you know, a see-through blouse or a skirt too short to be described. Okay, but anyway, there have been cases in the past where people have been given contempt of court citings for refusing to comply with a judge's order to remove an article of clothing that may have a message on it. Many times this has been done to retain the defendant's right to a fair trial. Burton was apparently representing a client in Milich's courtroom when the Friday fracas went down over the Black Lives Matter pin. Both are graduates of the University of Akron Law School. She was admitted to the bar in 2012, and the judge became a municipal judge in 1998. Obviously, Burton is black, Milich is white. But why he brought this kind of focus on the lady wearing a pin instead of him just ignoring it, that is the whole point. So that to me lets me know where this guy is coming from.